What's a couple pieces of advice that you would give someone? You have 20 years at Eastern Funding analyzing laundromats and numbers. Now you have about 3 years in the industry. You're at 3 stores, going to 20 very soon, it sounds like. What are those couple nuggets outside of the stereotypical keep it clean? You know, everybody always says that. What's a couple nuggets you could give a beginner that would maybe set them up for success in a way that they haven't already read a few times?
One is just be prepared to have more money than you think you need.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the biggest things. So when I was at Eastern and we were making loans, we had a spectacular track record of making good loans and a very low default rate and a very low delinquency rate. And there were some very common errors that people made that we saw over and over whenever we would have a problem. The biggest one is being undercapitalized
mm-hmm.
and not planning for that rainy day, not planning for, having a gas or a water problem that shuts your store down. Mm-hmm. And that happens. And if you're not prepared for that, if you're not financially prepared to support the business when you're not making money or when you have a bad week or a bad month, that is a big problem.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be the number one issue. And then from an operations standpoint, the best thing that we ever did, my wife and I, was we spent a lot of time at the store,
mm-hmm.
meeting the customers, learning how to use the machines. I mean, that's another thing that people don't realize is it's not just that you start a machine and it magically produces clean clothes. We had a lot of customers that would ask us, well, what are these different cycles mean? How does it actually work? Why are there no suds in the machine? And we had to learn what made these machines work so that we could educate the customers who ultimately had questions. And we couldn't say, I don't know, I have no idea how it works. So spend time in the store, meet your customers, learn what they like, what they don't like, what they want, learn how the machines work so that you're educated when people ask you questions. And I would urge anyone that thinks that this is an absentee business that's a passive income, think a different way. That's just, you're going to lose out on a lot of opportunity and a lot of income by thinking that way, because there are opportunities that are out there that you need to take advantage of. And being involved in your business, it's your business. You've invested whatever money you did. You want to make as much money as you can. That's why we're all doing this.
Mm-hmm.
Be at the store, be active as much as you can, spend as much time there as you can. You will make more money if you're there.
Mm-hmm. You know what? That's 2 pieces of fantastic advice from someone. The second one isn't a piece of advice you would expect to receive from someone who's a data finance guy. And I think that speaks to the magnitude of it, the importance of it. That's fantastic advice. And the last thing I'll add in there, Stephen, is keep in mind that you don't have to do that forever and ever. Amen. Mm-hmm. I mean, you're eventually going to learn how the machine works. You're going to get to know your customers. You're going to get to know your staff. Obviously, you're creating operations manuals and things like that. Nobody should know them as well as you. That's why I always like to stress to people, there's a fine line between a passive or absentee business and being boots on the ground 60, 80 hours a week. You can find a middle ground, but you're probably not going to find it in the first 6 months.
No, initially,
that's what some people want.
Yeah, no, initially you have to put that time in, and then over time you can be there less.
Absolutely.